Welcome to this week's leadership video. Well, I am surrounded at this time by thousands of people, perhaps even tens of thousands of people in these hotel rooms. And yet I can assure you it is not a time where I feel close to anyone. And the reason I give you this illustration is that there are those all around us who are surrounded by people all day long, and yet they feel very alone. The message for leaders, and you're a leader, the message for us is that God has called us to care about those who are lonely. That's a significant group of people that we are to care about, those who are lonely, those who are not included. When we look at Northridge right now and look at the successful ministries, the most successful ministries are those that are including more and more people. Not more and more people are coming to their events, but rather they are reaching out and developing more and more leaders, inviting others to come in and say, hey, how would you like to be a table leader? Hey, how would you like to help out with this small group? You think you could host this? How would you like to be involved in helping with a barbecue? And people are included. God has wired us to be included. God has wired us to feel part of something. And there's nothing better to be part of than a church. The church is called the ecclesia. The ek, the out, the kaleo, the called. The church is the called out ones. And as leaders, and you're a leader, if you're watching this video, if this video is being sent to you, you're a leader. What we are to do is to call out to people to come and be part of what God has called us to do. God did not call you to do your ministry solo. So if you're a home group leader, who have you picked? Who have you chosen to be a co-leader, to work alongside of you? If you're a men's group leader, have you reached out to another person and asked them to come along with you? If you're a Sunday school teacher, are you waiting for Bev or Lisa or Jen to invite somebody in to co-teach with you? You know people. Go grab someone. Grab a friend. Ask them to join you in that teaching time. I really mean this. Right now, the best thing that we can do to involve other people is for each of us as leaders. This video goes out to about 100 people. If each one of us would take the time to reach out to another person and say, hey, would you like to do ministry with me? I just can't encourage you enough. God has wired each of us, with special gifts. Gifts for the body, gifts for the group. And He's calling you and He's calling me to include others in that. I don't know what your role is in leadership. I don't know if you're hosting a small group in your home. I don't know if you're teaching the study. I don't know if you're leading a Kate's Cup table or a women's ministry Bible study. But don't do it by yourself. Don't be enthralled by the number of people who come and listen to you. Include someone else. And if you're not good at that, then reach out to somebody, a friend of yours, who is good at that, good at including, and say, hey, would you do ministry with me? And one of the things I'm not good at is I don't include people very well, and you do such a good job. Could you come and help me? Friends, I was just reading again in 1 Timothy 2, 3 and 4, that it's a trustworthy saying, that it's not God's desire that any be lost, but that all come to the knowledge of the truth. The truth is His Son, and God's desire is that everyone knows Him. That will work best, friends. Honest, it will work best when we reach out to others to include them to help us with our ministry. So it's not ones and twos, but it's now threes and fours of doing the ministry, reaching out. We will have a greater impact. So even though I'm surrounded by thousands and thousands of people, it's easy to be alone. There's people at our church who are surrounded by 1,000 people on Sunday, and yet they feel alone. There's people in your neighborhood who are surrounded by thousands of people and they feel alone. I'm sure there's people at your work. Leaders, we are called to reach out. We are called to develop others. We are not called just to do it ourselves. We are called to reach out to others. Can I give you this challenge this week? Begin to pray. Pray hard that God would put somebody on your mind that you can have join you in your ministry. And then number 2, go talk to that person. Invite them to join you. It'll make your ministry more enjoyable for you. It'll make your ministry more impactful on many more people. And you will change the life of a person. Perhaps a lonely person. Thanks. Have a good week. I'll see you next week.